ChatGPT has launched its search engine, and is it a Google killer? Maybe it is. It's all going to depend on how much market share they can take from Google, not from people like me, not from people like you watching this video, but from the normies out there in the world. So people like my wife or my mum, who they're not deep in tech and caring about AI. They use Google. It's ingrained in them to use Google. You go up and ask those sort of people, have you heard of Claude? Have you heard of Perplexity? They would have no idea what you're talking about. So that's going to be the real challenge for ChatGPT. But how is the product at the moment? How is their search? Well, pretty good, really, in many ways. Other ways, it's terrible. So I've been playing around with it, searching for different types of searches, e-commerce, services, reviews, comparisons, that sort of stuff. I'm going to walk you through what I've found, but I just wanted to first call out this. This is their announcement that they've launched ChatGPT Search, and they're throwing shade at Google here. Getting useful answers on the web can take a lot of effort. It often requires multiple searches and digging through links. We all know that's how Google is at the moment. They throw up really bad search results. You get sent to a web page filled with ads, with affiliate links, Forbes ranking for medical searches. We all know the story. So obviously ChatGPT see a weakness and a chance for them to get in there and take some market share. And Sam Altman, he's the bloke behind ChatGPT, he said many times that he sees a subscription rather than ads as being the model that will work for ChatGPT. Now, I don't know how much that's going to work because, as I understand it, every single time people use ChatGPT at the moment, it costs them money. So they're losing tons of money every year. So their play with search is to try and capture some of the market share that Google has, 3%, 5%, whatever the case may be, to make money. But if they're losing money every time people are using it, something's got to give. So I think there will be ads at some point. It's a natural end game for everything on the internet. But if we have a look at him, he's been hyping up the tool, saying that he's not really wanting to hype the product too much, but like it's really good, and that he's been using ChatGPT Search a lot. It's his new favorite feature that he's launched since the original. You see up here, he announced chat.com. So obviously he owns that now. If you click it, it redirects to ChatGPT. Now this domain was actually bought by the founder of HubSpot a couple of years ago, a year and a bit ago. He paid 10 mil for it. He has sold it to Sam Altman, to the ChatGPT guys for obviously a lot more than 10 mil, 15, 20 mil, who knows what it is. So again, this signals their intent. Chat.com is a very good brandable domain name that is probably going to catch on, much more than Search GPT, even ChatGPT. I can see people saying things like just chat it, chat.com, check it out. If you have a question, whatever, just chat it. That works. But let's jump into what I've been playing around with in Search GPT at the moment. So first I wanted to see, if I'm in the market for a service, I want to know about reviews, right? So I asked it to tell me about the reviews of my agency, Local Digital. And I said, consider all sources, give me a summary of feedback. Can you find bad reviews? Can you find signs of fake or manipulated reviews, or does it look legit? Because that's what you care about when you're weighing up a service. So it went out and it went and looked on Clutch. Then it looked on our official website. So of course we're going to say good things about us on our site. Then it went and looked at a Bright Local site saying how to spot bad reviews. And it's saying, signs of fake or manipulated reviews are them being posted simultaneously or too close together or being overly enthusiastic. So in the case of us, it says everything appears legitimate. So is that good? I don't know. Like weighing up what we say on our own site about ourselves isn't that good. Like notably, it ignored Google reviews. It ignored Facebook reviews. So I asked it, what sites have you looked at? It gives you the sources, but then it just told me Clutch and our official website. So I'm like, okay, what about others? Google, Glassdoor, Facebook. Then it went out and said, okay, well, Glassdoor, it says that we've got good reviews from our previous employees. But then it says Clutch, official website again. So I'm like trying to get more out of it, but it's just not giving it to me. So I'm like, why are you ignoring Google and Facebook? What are the reviews like there? So it says Google reviews. It just says clients have praised the agency for its effective SEO strategies. But if you look at sources, it's not even referencing Google. So there must be something in play here between ChatGPT and Google where it's not going out and scraping or reading Google. It did call out our reviews on Facebook. But then when I said, tell me exactly what their review rating and score is on Google, 4.8 out of 5 stars. Yep. but over 150 client reviews. So that's not taking that from Google. That's taking that from maybe our website where we've amalgamated our review count across different platforms together. So, it's a bit of a black spot here. If you were trying to do research on reviews of a business, you want to be seeing the full picture, not a little picture. And this is one of my concerns with AI getting into search, because AI just presents things so confidently, like it knows best. It'll give you the definitive answer, and some people are going to just accept that, but there's big black spots in what it's talking about. Here, Google reviews being the biggest review platform, really, not even taking that into account. So that's one thing. Let's have a look at looking up CRM software. So I said, look, I'm a glass pool fencing business in Australia. I've got a couple of people in the office, probably not going to grow much. So the thought behind that is that it's a smaller business, doesn't need to spend much on this tool, but I didn't want to tell it that. I wanted it to figure that out itself. I said the leads come in, we're using an inbox. They just follow up with them. We're thinking about a better system where we can track leads, see the status of them, close them, mark them as won or lost, and have some reporting, some insight into what's going on. And the tools that's recommended are good. They're pretty obvious. HubSpot, Pipedrive, Zoho, less annoying CRM, and Insightly. So they're all sort of the right sort of tools for a smaller business like this. Then it tells me to consider ease of use, cost, features. So very obvious stuff. So I say to it, I'm trying to decide between using Pipedrive and HubSpot for my business, which is a better choice in terms of cost, value, and simplicity for my business. Now, personally, I think Pipedrive is a better choice. HubSpot's expensive. It has a lot of extra features that aren't relevant for that initial brief that I gave. So what does it say? Well, it basically says both. It'll flip-flop. It says Pipedrive is good pricing. Higher tier plans provide additional features. HubSpot is a similar sort of price, but then as you grow, it goes up in cost. Simplicity, it sort of gives me pros and cons for both. Recommendations, it says Pipedrive is good. However, HubSpot's Tree Planner is appealing, but if a business needs integrated marketing tools, it could be worth considering. So it's not really taking a position. So I just say, take a side, based on what you know of my business, tell me in one word which tool to use. It says Pipedrive. So you get there in the end, but there's a lot of waffle you have to read through. But, if you're a time-pressed business owner and you're not wanting to do the research yourself, I could see a scenario where you type this stuff into chat, have a bit of back and forth, and settle on something and just go with it. So this might, in some cases, totally bypass people doing their own research on Google, on YouTube, and the like. Is that going to happen? Maybe. As chat pushes this more, they might do ad campaigns behind it all and really try to get it embedded, the use of it embedded. That might happen, but as it stands, I think people like to use Google and YouTube and do their own research to a large extent. Not everyone, but most people will prefer that. All right, the next one I did was just a search for a good, healthy place for lunch in Parramatta, which is where our office is. And you can see it pops out a map here, and it's just picked these random locations here. Now, is this a good place for a healthy lunch in Para? Well, I guess it's saying that it's known for vibrant acai bowls and wholesome salads. Maybe. I've never been there, never really even seen that place. Circuit Espresso. I don't know where it's pulling this from. So that's TripAdvisor, that's Restaurant Guru, and that is Visiting Australia. And, here it gives you the dollars and the review rating. Here it gives you the dollars no review rating. It only gives you 3 options. I've seen this cafe. It's just a quite small cafe on the corner near us, but I know there are other options that are probably more suited to this search that aren't showing up. So I don't know. I would like to see the ability to search a bit more. I guess if you go over here and look at sources, it shows you where it looked at to find this. But is this a better experience than going on Google and typing it in and having a look through the maps? No, not really. It's pretty much the same. The next thing I wanted to look at was e-commerce. So this is a big one because, with Google Shopping at the moment, you search for a product and there's going to be a list of products there and you can sort of look at the pricing and make a decision. So I just picked a product, which with e-commerce, this product here, Optimum Nutrition Gold, standard whey in strawberry, 2.7 kilos, that is a product. It's commoditized. It's the same thing no matter where you buy it from. So you want to get it for as cheap as possible. So I asked for it, what is the absolute cheapest place of selling it? And it's given me a whole list of supplement stores here. And you can see they range from $139 down to $130. And it says the free shipping on orders over XYZ. So in this case, it says that Amazon Australia is the cheapest because it's $130 free delivery for Prime. So I'm saying, if I'm a Prime member, is Amazon the cheapest way to get it? This is where I don't like AI because it's just so confident in itself, always. It will always give you an answer when you ask it. And it hallucinates all the time, and it will very self-assuredly say things that aren't true. So here it says, yes, as of November, purchasing it from Amazon Australia is the most cost-effective option for Prime members. Maybe it's misunderstood my question wrong, but I'm asking it up here, what is the absolute cheapest place selling it? After it said to me that this is the cheapest, I actually scrolled down and did a search. I found it on Google for $121.91 delivered. So I went back and told it, that's substantially cheaper. And again, AI has to give you an answer. It always, yep, I apologize. I'm going to give you an answer. Upon reviewing current listings, it can be found at a lower price than previously mentioned. So iHerb Australia, apparently, you can't actually click it. Let's have a look here. Interesting. So it says iHerb Australia, says it's $121.91. You can't click it. The sources don't have any detail in it. So apparently that one's doing it. Maybe Chat GPT is just making that up. It probably is. I said I found it on Australian Sports Nutrition. So if we go here and search Australian Sports Nutrition, Optimum Gold Standard 100% whey. This is for, what weight is this? 10 pounds. So we want the 5 pounds. $119 here. So 119, yeah, $119. $111.96. 5 pounds is 2 kilos. So that is significant. That's even cheaper than I found it for the other day. I found it for $121.91. It's $111. Strawberry flavor, 5 pounds, which is 2 kilos. Let's add it to cart. And let's do some shipping, mate. The shipping is probably going to take it up to $121. So let's just say, send it to our office in Parramatta. And the shipping becomes most likely $10. Yeah, $10. So $121.91. That's way cheaper than the Amazon option. But ChatGPT obviously didn't have this side in it. Like when I went and said to it, I found it cheaper on Australian Sports Nutrition, it goes on the site and reads it and says that it's finding it for, way more expensive. So this is my big concern with AI, being so confident about things and being so clearly wrong. So this is just some initial stuff that I've found playing around with Search GPT or chat.com or whatever it's going to be called. Where does it head? Well, obviously it's very early. It's going to get better. The big thing for them is going to be getting market share, taking search away from Google with normal people, not with people like us that are interested in AI at the moment. If they can do that, I think Google have a problem on their hands with this sort of stuff, because if people are using AI in other parts of their life, to help them at work, to help them analyze data or all the other different use cases for it, it stands to reason that they might do a lot of this sort of searching as well there and bypass Google. I still think Google for things like services near me, that sort of stuff, looking for a plumber, looking for an electrician, doing your own research, Google and YouTube, I think is a better experience and will continue to be, but they are going to take market share from Google. It just remains to be seen how much, how long it takes, and whether it sticks.